Forgive me, guys. It's been kind of a rough day, going crazy today. Everything going crazy. This Price 169 coming to you live with the Power Spectrum Internet. This is part two of Gaming in Crisis. Helldivers 2, Xbox, PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation. We'll put asterisks next to this, and I don't want one fanboys here at all. Um, Fanboys and. Hmm, what's come? More layoffs. In my video, guys, I talked about earlier today while I was in my car driving around doing stuff that we have an issue with gaming right now. The gaming's in crisis. Okay, gaming is in crisis right now with the whole situation at hand with Microsoft laying off close to 10,000 people. It is rumored 10,000 people could be losing their jobs. But let's just talk about the other thing here: the Helldivers 2 issue, PlayStation, things like that. And even Nintendo for a little bit there, well too. Sorry, guys, I have to yawn. My body has to yawn. And that being said, though, that's something that has to be addressed, has to be said tremendously. And I think it needs to be addressed tremendously. It needs to be addressed right now. And I think it needs to be addressed because it has to be addressed. Okay, the situation at hand is this: we are in a turmoil right now. We are literally in a downward spiral. The game industry has taken a big hit. Okay, Hellblade 2 did not sell very well. It's a beautiful game, but it didn't have a lot of great reviews outside being beautiful. And the reviews are good. Now, may reviews will pick up a little bit. Now, may reviews will pick up a little bit, later on down the line. But right now, Hellblade 2 didn't have a lot of people. Maybe about 700 people playing it. Maybe up to 700 people playing it. Within 23 minutes ago, at least. And that's being very modest, at least. But gaming in general. When Microsoft laid off all these people, 2,000 people, and Sony laid off about 800 people, when Activision, who is now part of Microsoft, lays off on our people don't understand this. And when PlayStation has an event, a earnings event, and the fanboys are too busy sucking off sucking off the balls of Microsoft. I mean Sony saying, "Well, it didn't mention PC at all in this stuff." Sony had a bad taste in their mouth. Sony gave everybody in PC gaming bad taste in their mouths with the whole PlayStation Network requirement. And even now, 180 people cannot play this game called Helldivers 2 because of the fact that Microsoft, damn, Microsoft's in my head right now, that Sony is literally being a big baby about it and taking our ball and going home instead of being a big person and saying, "Hey, you know what? Oh, we messed up. I messed up. Life is rough. We're gonna go ahead and give everybody this game. We're gonna release it on Steam and PlayStation Network on both, and you can play and have fun with it." See, Sony is trying to destroy their own money and cash cow machine, and they've done that so far. I want to see numbers. I'm gonna check numbers right now on some games here. Mostly Helldivers 2 Steam player count. It's sitting at 60,000. It lost 65,000 players. So it lost a lot of people in the last 30 days because of this whole damn debacle. It lost a lot of players. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that's going to happen. And it's sad because, you think by that point in time, uh, it's really, you think that it'll be a lot better off for people if they actually would actually, count all this instead of just counting what they want, counting what they need to count, and stop thinking they can do whatever the hell they want without having. And Modern Warfare 3 2 is actually at 77,000. So it's actually beating Helldivers 2 right now because of this damn debacle that Sony did. So Sony kind of killed a game that was really good. And because they didn't like the fact that they couldn't ass shove us PlayStation Network up our butts, They got mad. I have PlayStation Network. I have no problem logging into it. I had to log into it to play um, Horizon Forbidden West. Don't mind doing that. It doesn't bother me. You know, they're eventually going to release PlayStation Plus on PC. This is just it's just a foundation, and the fanboys of this can sit there all and and suck on the teat of the balls of Sony all they want. But just like how Microsoft put Game Pass Ultimate on PC, even though they said they weren't going to, people, oh, they weren't going to happen, going to happen. They did. So too will PlayStation Network carry over to PC. And why is that? Because when you have close to 300, 400, 500 million PC players at any given time playing games, and like I said, PC market is the gigantic Alaska of the oil. Alaska has a lot of oil, more oil than most countries. PC is the gaming area where a lot of companies are trying to tap into, like Microsoft. It's been drawing up that sweet extra money from PC. PC gaming has been helping Microsoft sell games and Game Pass Ultimate. Look at PlayStation games. Helldivers 2, before all this nonsense happened, they had well over 400,000 players, and all because of a little PlayStation Network issue that they went down to 60,000 players. They lost close to 80% of players just like that, and blocked the game out in 180 countries because Sony wants to take their ball and go home. Because unlike them being big boys and big girls, like Sony should be, to put on a big boy and big girl pants and act like damn adults. So you know what? We're gonna let Steam keep selling the game, but we're gonna ask a little more money from Steam. Maybe ask a little money from Steam. Instead of 70-30, we're gonna ask 80-20 from games that are only sold on Steam. Games sold PlayStation Network counts a little different, but that ain't gonna happen. Steam has made a lot of money for Sony. The sales of this game had almost 14 million sales, and that 14 million players, 14 million sales came from PC. But yet, Sony wants to fart around and be the big bad bully. Well, they found out what happened when we pushed against PC players, and now the game is dying. Helldivers 2 is dying, folks. It's eroding players every month. We lost 65,000 players in 30 days. 65,000 players. I checked the Steam reports. And it's terrible to think that. It's terrible to think that. It's terrible to think that Helldivers 2 has so much going for it. Had so much going for it. 400,000 players. Tons and tons and tons of actual gameplay. Yes, it was repetitive. But because of Sony's mandate for PlayStation Network, I've been good. It's really rough to explain to me or anybody else who's a gamer out there to explain anybody else who is a gamer out there doesn't understand what's really going on and why PlayStation Network is creating all this. and creating all this nonsense and creating all this BS bravado when it comes to situation at hand. And I think it is dangerous. I think it is more dangerous than most people can understand. And it's not right. And it shouldn't be right. We should not have to have a company like Sony dictating to us what we can and can't play. Yes, the game we bought the game in the Steam store. It said PlayStation third party, required. Third party PlayStation Network required. But Arrowhead lifted that requirement all because it had issues with the player base, player count, getting players up though, and the issues of a lot of people logging in. And if they did that day one, and I blame little Arrowhead for it too a little bit, but if you think about it, if Arrowhead did that day one, would Helldivers 2 be successful as it was? Probably not. I think Sony should do about face, reverse decisions, unlock those 180 countries and let people play the game. Because then they'll have more money coming in, and they can sell cosmetics if they want to, whatever they want to do with the Arrowhead to make money back. But they're making $14 million sales of this game, and by almost all of them came from PC. Kind of explains to people why things are like that. This is what the gaming crisis is. This video is titled "Gaming in Crisis Part 2." I did Part 1 earlier today, and it does show that the gaming world is in crisis. The gaming world is in crisis. We are in crisis mode right now. There's not a lot of things you can really do to justify and say, well, it's because this, that, and the other. You can blame inflation. You can blame this. But I blame the fact that companies like Microsoft, for example, buying up everything like Walt Disney, buying everything up, then turning around and just closing down studios, making crappy games and that require months and months and months, like Redfall, for example, the vampire game that came out maybe about a year ago. It was so badly received and optimized that the game pretty much died out, and it was DOA when it launched. And on top of all that nonsense, when they closed down the studios that created this game, they turned around and found out that they were going to create a single player campaign or a multiplayer campaign or even offline mode too as well. Campaign that got scrapped after when the game was pretty much, dead in the water. I think it's time for people to understand. Time for people to understand that what we're doing, what's going on with these gaming companies and console companies and whatever, social media, is doing a lot more damage than good to what we like to do for not for a living, but for a pastime. I don't have a $3,000 game rig because I'm playing Tiddlywinks, or I'm playing Go, or I'm playing checkers. I'm playing $3,000 game rig so I can play games like Helldivers 2 and Battlefield and Halo and Prey and Gears of War and games like that. I'm not buying. I didn't have this built. My brother-in-law and my sister built this for me because I wanted to play, old 80s games. There's nothing wrong with that if you do that. But there's a problem here. It is interesting to think that the gaming community is going down the damn drain. And a lot of people, a lot of fanboys are literally cheering it on. They're okay with the fact that Sony is denying 187 countries this game with probably millions of players, all because they can shove their head up the ass of Sony and drag them around. because they feel special. It's the same with the PlayStation, with Xbox fanboys when Quantum Break was released for PC. Oh my god, I'm gonna cancel my stuff. And those same retards the same retards that decided to sell their Xboxes X's and X series, the X series and the S series off because they found out that maybe Xbox be going third party. Folks, Xbox Game Pass has changed to Microsoft Game Pass. It already changed over. I mean, it's not, it's owned by corporate suits now. And my old analogy I keep bringing up is this. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I love wrestling back in the 80s and 90s. There's a company called World Championship Wrestling, okay, that was part of the Atlanta area, obviously. At Jim Crockett Productions, there's a side story here, got $5 million in the hole and had to sell. And they sold to Ted Turner, Turner Broadcasting, the company behind Turner, who was the CEO at the time. He loved wrestling. He didn't really nurture it like Vince McMahon did, or like Paul Bosch, or these other promoters. He wasn't really a wrestling guy. He was a guy who loved wrestling. And he was TV mobile. And he had CNN, he had the Braves, he had all these TBS, and he was a TV mobile guy. He was a mobile. He was a very big guy when it comes to TV. And he wanted, make shows have good ratings, so he put wrestling in the forefront before and after shows. They wanted to bump up viewership. So what happened was, though, they bought WCW. Turner Broadcasting didn't care about the wrestling. They thought it was a bunch of Neanderthals running around beating each other with rocks. They didn't think it was important because they didn't understand what they had at the time. They never did. From 88 to 2001, when it finally closed, Turner Broadcasting didn't give a damn about wrestling. All they cared about, they did good ratings, had some good Hollywood stars like Hogan and people like that came over, but it didn't. But no, it didn't do anything to them really, other than move a needle a couple times for some shows. They didn't want it, they hated it, but they got it because it's worth money. And at the very end, when AOL came over and formed a AOL Time Warner, wrestling was dissolved. Same with this Microsoft. When Xbox first launched, Bill Gates was like the Ted Turner when it came to gaming. He loved it, but he didn't understand how to manage it. He wasn't a Nintendo guy. He didn't understand how to create something and nurture it. He's like, oh, go have some money, go build stuff. And they built stuff, and Red Ring of Death, 360 era, and all that other crap going on. And here we are today. Now, Bill Gates is gone from the company. He had a bunch of talking heads behind the CEO telling them what to do. No one knows what to do. So they're just throwing stuff against the wall to hit what sticks. Back in the old days, or the old Xbox days, they didn't care. Bill Gates like, here's some money. Throw that Xbox. Do what you want with it. Have fun. And they did. And then they could create some great titles. But because they're more corporate buzzwords now, like Call of Duty money, and they bought Activision Blizzard for $70 billion. Now I wouldn't spend $7 on Activision Blizzard. Why $7 billion? $7 billion beyond me. Because now Call of Duty had Nicki Minaj and the werewolves running around. It's not Call of Duty anymore. But that's whatever. It's digress. I don't care. I think the biggest issue is that they have this $70 eyesore now. Yes, it creates instant cash, but for how long? How many people are going to go back and buy the next Call of Duty? They're putting it on Game Pass Ultimate now. That's telling me Ultimate's going to jump up. So they're going to expand probably into Nintendo Switch eventually with Game Pass Ultimate. They're already in TVs. You can get them on video tablets now, Game Pass Ultimate. You can get it on PC itself without even having to, they're trying to stream it to laptops now without processors, like Google Stadia was. They were trying to do Google Stadia what Game Pass Ultimate is trying to do, where if you don't have a high powered PC, but you can plug in a dongle thing, you can stream the Xbox games to your PC or TV, even though it's not capable of playing games because it doesn't have a good processor or graphics card. That's what Google Stadia was. So Microsoft's doing right now with the streaming and the cloud stuff. So eventually, you don't even have to have a gaming rig to play Xbox games. Technically, you can get it on TVs now. The TVs have it now streaming. You go in Sam's Club. They're right. They're literally have a sign that says has Xbox Game Pass ready to go. Yeah, thanks, boxing. Yeah, I had to get a buzz cut. It's summertime. I've been pretty good, and I got done with the jury duty thing, and now I ain't get no case, but hey, whatever. But going back to the Xbox thing, they're in everything now. They're in every TV. I even heard a rumor that Xbox Game Pass was trying to be put into the refrigerator display things, those little internet Wi-Fi you can have weather and stuff. They talk about putting the Game Pass Ultimate streaming into that. I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to be eating cereal in the middle of the morning playing Xbox on my $3,000 you know Samsung appliance? I mean, I think it's getting a little out of hand, a little bit out of hand with the Xbox thing. It's a rumor nonetheless, but still kind of funny. Turn the oven on and there's Halo. You're playing Halo with one turkey getting cooked on Thanksgiving, and like, I mean, it's like, damn, really? Come on. But I think that it's just a funny, being funny ad lib, funny parody, but it's still pretty close to home because think about it. You have an Xbox app in your computer, you have Game Pass Ultimate, technically. So next step for PlayStation is to put PlayStation Plus on PC, and they will eventually. The only outlier right now is Nintendo. They're releasing the Nintendo Switch 2 eventually this year or next year. They'll probably be close to 1080p, maybe even 2K. But Gaming Crisis here. Yeah, I've been playing on PC a lot. Helldivers 2. It's a great game. It's just numbers have dropped a little bit because of the issue with the PlayStation Network nonsense. But I think, guys, really with the gaming crisis now, a lot of things are really causing the issue. Oh, Hellblade. Oh no, I haven't played Hellblade yet. I haven't played Hellblade. I heard the numbers are not great on Steam, but her Game Pass Ultimate really raving about it. So I'm hearing different reports on Hellblade being good on the Xbox side, but low numbers on PC. And I think because people are playing Helldivers 2 and playing the Ghost of Tsushima that just dropped, actually launched on PC. A lot of people thought they're going to pull. A lot of people thought that PlayStation is going to pull it last minute, but I think they realized that that's kind of kiss of death for them if they did that. So it's kind of a mixture between Ghost of Tsushima and Hellblade right now for a lot of people. On PC side, they're making a deal with the Ghost of Tsushima because Hellblade, if they have a Game Pass Ultimate, they can play anytime they want to. If they want to, they can download it from Game Pass Ultimate, play it, and then go on with it. But on Ghost of Tsushima, they don't have that. They don't have that option on PC. They have it on PC, but they don't. It's not as well received on PC. But I heard it's a good game though. I heard it's not as fluent or not as action packed as the first one was. Like I said, it's mostly ad lib. You hear different YouTubers talk about it. So I'll probably download it and give it a shot eventually this weekend or whenever I can. Just give it a shot and play it, see how I feel by it. Yeah, pretty much true. Cloud gaming, like I said, cloud gaming is coming away now in the future. But I feel that right now that I think right now this is the issue I'm having with the gaming. Before I wrap up here, the last 5 minutes here, 2 to 5 minutes. The problem I'm having with gaming and what scares me is We're getting to a point now where they're going to put Call of Duty on Game Pass Ultimate. They're going to jack up Game Pass Ultimate to like $30 a month, I guarantee you, and make it where a year is going to cost probably as much as buying a console. A year of Ultimate costs about $398, about 365, 364, whatever it was. If you add taxes or whatever, probably a little more. I don't think taxes on there. I don't know. Maybe it is. But you know, you'd have a year. 3 months is $50. I cannot spend $100 on Game Pass Ultimate. I can't do it 3 months. I can't. So I probably won't be getting it anymore after a while because I can't afford to pay $100 for 3 months when I got bills to pay. Granted, I ain't got a lot of bills to pay since the house has been paid off and the house is with lock, stock, and barrel and everything's fine. But I still have to make sure because I have to help out paying things. The house needs to be fixed. I gotta help pay for it, though, and stuff like that. And that makes sense, very fair. Because when you have a roommate living with you and you both are taking the responsibility of 50-50, it does help having that responsibility. So I can't afford a lot of stuff like that. That's why I don't buy games at $70. Now, will I buy games on Steam if Xbox put them on? Yeah, well, definitely. I'll buy them on Steam because Steam will have them for like 30, $40. But now, is that something that's good to do? Because a lot of Xbox games studios are not doing very well work. Once again, Redfall, um, uh, hell, what other games they have going on there? A lot of games that came out. I can't remember the last game that came out. Sorry, guys. Um, you had games that come out that are not well received, and because people complain anytime they want to. And I think when people ask why the game's not well received. Thanks, Zero. Um, why are the Xbox game not well received? Starfield was not well received because people complain anytime they want to on Game Pass Ultimate. The game was not well received because they had issues. Redfall wasn't well received because Redfall's piece of junk. But every game on Game Pass Ultimate, um, but every game on Game Pass Ultimate um, is something like that. I'm gonna get it for you here. Sorry. I like that sometimes, and people have to understand this kind of stuff. And I think people just need to accept the fact that not everything is going to be black and white. Not everything is black and white. Not everything's going to be as simple as everybody thinks it is. I think that what boils people down to the most here is understanding um, what what people are saying the most here is that's really what people are saying. Trying to understand what's really going on. Yeah, I got you on here. Um, but I think the most biggest thing is to me, bugging me, is that we don't have the knowledge of what we're doing with the games right now. We don't know which games on Xbox PlayStation are going to be great. We all know PlayStation games are going to be cool, but are they worth $70 cool? Are the Xbox game really trash, or are they just being worked like damn freaking slave hounds out there, being beaten and dragged around and told to do it or they get fired? People have to make decisions. So I think it's just time for people to really understand this. It's raining like hell outside now. I got a storm overhead. Um, but I was hoping to get done before the storm hit. But anyway, though, man, even demos now are not 100% guaranteed anymore because they had demos of games like Dead Rising 3, but you couldn't play it on Xbox because the game didn't the damn game wouldn't download. You had to buy the game to play. You had to buy the game or digitally buy the game or pre-install it just to play the damn demo. And that's the problem of a lot of these damn games right now. We don't have GameFly much anymore. It takes longer for GameFly to get to you than anything else. So I think the biggest problem right now we need to do is, as us as a gaming community, is we need to be less worried about the drama of games and really start thinking maybe it's not just a story, but behind the scenes, the workers, the people who are being fired from Django Studios and being fired from Activision, fired from Microsoft and Blizzard and Sony and all these people being let go who don't have a job now, who don't understand. Yeah, it's cool. Thanks, boxing. Who doesn't have? Yeah, I went ahead and confirmed. Yeah, who now don't have jobs now. Hi-Fi Rush sold like 3 million copies, and Microsoft just got rid of them because it wasn't Call of Duty numbers. I think no, they reckon it's going to happen to Microsoft. They're going to figure that the acquisition of Game Pass Ultimate, but the acquisition of Activision with Game Pass Ultimate is the biggest detriment of Microsoft gaming so far. Because right now, Microsoft Gaming, or called Xbox, if you want to call it, does not, in my sense, warrant $70 billion being wasted. Because it's been wasted. They haven't done anything yet. Look at Bethesda, ZeniMax Studios. That's the parent company they used to own Bethesda. What have they done with it? Oh, they released Doom Eternal on Game Pass Ultimate. That was pretty cool. Activision CEO got a $175 million bailout payout to leave. They could have paid those studios that they closed down with $175 million. They didn't. Well, cost cutting. Yeah, other words for them. Oh man, they got drunk one day and they, slept with somebody. Now 9 months later, surprise! This is their $70 billion surprise. They got drunk one day. Yeah, we'll buy this studio for $70 billion. Yeah, we're Microsoft. And then they fell over in a chair. They woke up. Oh shit! Now we own Activision, and all that drama shit over there. I'm telling you, folks, man, it's insane. The gaming landscape is insanity, and even Microsoft was trying to put a bid in for $16 billion to buy Steam. The Valve's co-owner said, "No, we ain't selling." I wouldn't sell either. They're thinking like $7 or $8 billion company right now. Can you imagine the revolts to the PC community? PC gamers will just turn off the systems and stop playing game completely. Hell, that's one way to kill a system. Just buy everything and kill everything off. Hell, why not? Microsoft, go ahead and buy it. While you're at it too, why don't you go buy a Nintendo while you're at it? Why don't you just flush them all down the toilet? Why don't you? I know this is dumping on Microsoft, but let's be honest with ourselves here. Microsoft has caused a lot of these problems. They're constantly dancing around buying stuff. If they bought Bethesda and used studios wisely and made the best game in the world, made Doom Eternal 2 or Doom 3 or whatever you want to call it, Doom 3 Remaster, you want to call it, and created, Prey 2 and all this stuff and made all these excellent games and had a good track record. Okay, buying Activision because Activision's in turmoil now, sexual harassment and all the problems they have. Cool. They didn't do that. They bullshitted around, and they fucked around, and they got some games that don't work, don't sell, and close studios down now. People are like, well, what the hell you buy a $70 billion company for? Oh, well, I know wish Microsoft was on my damn channel. I'll ask them what the hell you guys are thinking. I understand you guys have all this stuff going on here, and I understand you guys have all this damn money. But what the hell are you guys drinking that day? Now I'll be asking Microsoft, what the hell you guys been drinking that damn week? And sitting back on that grandpa's too much of that grandpa's old cough medicine. Then you turn around and wonder why people look at you like, what the hell are you guys doing? We have too much on our plate. Then stop buying companies, like you're buying cars. Stop buying this stuff. You're not buying a toothbrush. You're buying a damn company. It's simple, folks. It's simple logic. Well, guys, this is my channel here. Thank you for watching my video today. Thank you for watching. I got plenty of content down below to watch. Once again, if you're brand new to my channel, like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. God bless. Thank you, Zero. Yeah, be blessed, buddy.